This is GrantTalk, hosted by Libby Hikind, founder and CEO of GrantWatch and author of The Queen of Grants.
Hi, everybody. I'm Libby Hikind, founder and CEO of GrantWatch.com, and I'm your host today on GrantTalk. I'm also the author of The Queen of Grants, From Teacher to Grant Writer to CEO. Sitting with me today is our guest. His name is Homer Lee Bizzle III, and he is a disabled veteran. And he is also the president and CEO of America Cares Too. And that's a nonprofit organization. And we invited Homer to be with us today because he's won, by my last count, 4 grants that he found on GrantWatch. And I want to hear all about it, and I'm sure you do too. So Homer, first, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And how much money did you bring into your organization?
Well, this year alone, we bring in close to, with the in-kind donations, close to 150,000. That's not counting the grants. So it's been a lot of fundraising and a lot of outreach, and also in-kind donations from corporations. So, but GrantWatch had put the icing on top of the cake, locating funders that I had a tough time locating.
And how much did you get in grant funds?
Grant funds this year, $32,500.24.
Wow, to the penny.
Yes.
That's great. Tell me, you're a disabled vet, we know that. How did you get involved in this organization? And I guess you're the founder, right?
Correct. Yes, because I had experienced hardship coming off of active duty, and I was working for the state of Illinois Department of Human Services, and I was facing discrimination because of my veteran status as a disabled veteran. Couldn't get reasonable accommodations, and it was sad because all the time our government said thank you for telling our veterans thank you for your service, but when I come back, it seemed like I had a different outlook on the services because I wanted to give back to my community. So I had to fight through the barriers. So I got tired of it, and I said, you know what, I could do a better job in this organization. And I went out and create my own because, again, I was struggling through hard times and stuff. And luckily, I had other veterans motivate me to create my organization to help other veterans.
And so what do you do? What does your nonprofit do?
My nonprofit helps veterans with food insecurity, like food pantry or food cards. We also help with housing referrals. I'm housed in with the Department of Veteran Affairs Vet Services, because we want to address the mental aspects of veterans and their families, because you and I both know for you to get veterans in stable housing, you have to address the mental health portion, because that's very crucial in the veteran community, because these veterans, the men and women that come back from service, is facing challenges in regards to trying to find not only work, but also struggle with mental health and substance abuse. So that was a good collaboration with the Vet Center and the VA to get in, and by me being a disabled veteran, so I know my fellow veterans in and out, and the challenges we face in everyday society. So I think that was a great partnership.
I'm thinking of a vet coming home and not being able to sleep at night for nightmares, and then they have to get up in the morning and show up at work. That must be very challenging.
Yes. And not only that, think about the female veterans that come back with military sexual trauma, and they go to a workforce and they already experiencing those issues of worried about their safety and not fear for their safety, and also trying to cope with it. And to me, that's injustice for those female veterans or male veterans as well that experience the military sexual trauma.
Wow, lots of issues right now. So you got a grant from Pillars of Giving?
Yes, that's NICOR. NICOR Charitable. And also they just became a sponsor and a partner with me. So I was grateful for that. And I'd like to thank your GrantWatch for that, linking me up to that. Those funders, because I've been searching out online trying to find funders. I found like a few like TJ Maxx and Albertson Corporation, but literally to go in to find other foundations is very challenging.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do with the funds from Pillars of Giving?
Well, the ones for Pillars of Giving is basically we had got supplies, and also the funds we received was supplies, and also for food cards, and also to distribute information about our organization to educate veterans. the veterans on their rights, because we got funded to go in to talk with veterans, advocate for them for about disability rights and their rights under ADA if they suffer from mental illness. So that's how we got funded for that project.
Okay, and then Louder Than Words?
Louder Than Words, we actually I wrote for equipment for the purchase of a vehicle, and I got that 10 grand because that was the max allowed. And it was like I think it was a lottery how they set up. It was like 8 organizations got selected, and I was one of the 8.
And then Andrew and Alice Fisher Charitable Trust.
Yes, that's about veterans' rights, and we got awarded 10 grand on that as well. The award amount was 25,000, but we got selected for 10 grand because that was the remaining in their budget.
Mm-hmm. And CSX Corp.
We got awarded 2,500, and that's dealing with the veterans' food insecurity and also workplace issues and educating the homeless veterans as well.
So where is your geographic focus?
Cook County, the Chicago metropolitan area, Cook County provides a township. So tech, I'm more focused on provides a township and the surrounding areas like Oak Park, Berwyn, and River Forest. But so far, my services was greatly needed. It got stretched all the way to the south side of Chicago, and that's a huge population that's underserved in that area. So it's a dire need, and my concern is we got all these other veteran organizations, like you got the VFW Legions, AMVETS, etc. And my question is, what are these other veterans doing to help those veterans in that area? Because there is more chapters, and I'm just a small organization. It's kind of scary because I'm reaching a lot of veterans. Not only I help veterans with their VA claims, get a VA disability compensations, and also helping them in employment. So, yes.
So you find that you're taking over where other organizations may not be providing the services?
Yes, based the feedback I got from other veterans and the complaints, there was like, hey, you the only one I see doing more for our veterans and have a compassion about it, but the other organizations where they're at, they all about membership. And I explained, you got to understand the mission of each organization. Our mission is to help veterans and families become self-sufficient, not giving them a hand out, but a hand up. So I always look at the mission of those organizations.
Mm-hmm. So you're not about membership.
No.
You're about providing services.
Correct.
Beautiful. Really, really nice. I'm working on a children's book right now that's called Why Don't You Fly, Sky? And it's kind of, when we talk about veterans with disabilities and coming home and then trying to get back out there and do more and more, this book gives children confidence, and the people that read it, the parents that read it to children, learn that as well. I'm trying to make the book so that they have a double edge to them. It's for the children to know that they can do and accomplish things, but it's also for the adults to feel like, get up, come on, try again. You can do it. So.
And I commend you for writing that book, because before I got into this line of work, I was an advocate for the state of Illinois Client Assistance Program with Illinois Department Human Services Division of Rehabilitation Services. So my job was to fight for people with disabilities to get back in schools and also get reasonable accommodations on the job.
Right. And people have to try to overcome as much as they can and go back on with their life as much as possible, because life is for living and we have to live.
That's true.
So, have you looked at the book yet? The Queen of Grants?
Actually, I went on your I purchased your software GrantWatch, and that actually gave me a broader ranges of funders. So
right, we don't really do. I didn't use the book to list funders because funders change constantly. GrantWatch updates every single day.
Yes,
right. We archive the grants. We add new grants. This is basically to show you how, and give you lots of tips and hints of how to write a grant. But you've done very well, so you might be able to teach a class.
I actually do teach grant writing classes for women veterans. I actually got one this coming January 31st here at the Vet Center, because we have a lot of veteran women want to be entrepreneurs. So I'm educating them about free money out in the community instead of trying to get loans.
Well, I really want to commend you for the work that you're doing. and you should just keep going. Now, if somebody in your area wanted to contact you, how would they reach you?
They could reach me at 877-704-3533. And I also, the website, I sent it to you at americancares2.ning.com. And it'll have the address, or you could just Google it'll show the vet center location. That's where I'm housed in at. And it's a counseling service as well. So veterans, actually, if they need mental health counseling, this is the perfect place to come to, especially with the vet center. They got a lot of trained military counselors, staff, and civilians to help veterans and their families.
So your organization, which is a nonprofit, is working out of a government building right now?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a great synergy of effort. That's great. How did you accomplish that?
Well, I actually met with, at the time, Mr. William Baxter. He was the manager of the homeless veteran program that just started back in early 2010. And I approached him in 2012 through another counselor while I was going through my treatment, and explained to him about my nonprofit organization I just created. I just started at that time, and they had me come in and do a presentation. And I was just not starting my organization and with a location, and they provided me with the resources that I needed to help out. And they said if they could be further assistance, they'd be happy to link me with other partnerships.
That's phenomenal, really. I'm so proud of you. And I want to tell our readers, our listeners, our viewers, if you want to hear more from people who have received grants that they found on GrantWatch.com, click the subscribe button right here on YouTube. It's free to subscribe to YouTube. And that way, every time we put out a new video, you'll get a notification. And thank you, Homer, so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And just keep going from strength to strength. You're doing a great job.
Hey, I'll keep you updated from time to time on any outreach, because right now we have 2 new programs coming up. Actually, one's in the pipeline right now. It's called the Veterans Open Door Program. That's a wraparound service that addresses all needs for veterans and families. And the one that's coming this fall is called the Veteran Assistance Program. That's dealing with advocacy for veterans, disabled veterans with disabilities, to get them in the workforce and also give them reasonable accommodations in school, and educate these institutions on reasonable accommodations for veterans.
Any plans to expand to other states?
I'm really more Illinois focused, but I'm willing to work with other organizations that want to expand in other states, because I'm a type of person I like to address where I'm at in my own state. But I'm happy to help anyone who actually want to mimic the program that I'm doing in their own states for their own causes.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today, and keep going. Love it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to Grant Talk, powered by GrantWatch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this GrantWatch channel. Please consider subscribing to GrantWatch.com, and you can find the book, The Queen of Grants, by going to GrantWatch.com/book. Thank you again for spending your time with us.